That's probably the one I would use then.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm tired.
That's the one I would probably use right there.
Why you got to be so loud? Back up. Thank you. Back up.
That is the gift. Let me get this. Let me write this in here real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's get it started. Let's make some money today.
Those levels. Apple's hitting all of my levels.
Apple's pushing up today. I didn't even really look too deep yet.
Can you back up some, sir? Right now, Apple's at 191.
It's at 191.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't it
About 191, 90, 95.
Yeah, that's crazy. Won't let me pin a comment. Alright, there we go. Still organizing this whole live session. Alright. Alright. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. We should be live on all platforms now. Let's dig into the charts a little bit. It's like little bright. I'm gonna turn this down. So it's making me hot too. Damn, that thing bright. Alright. Let's jump into SPY. You know, I always like to look at SPY first, get the pulse of the market. You can see the chart on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm pulling up mine at the same time.
Okay. So we're looking at SPY open up. So create a little overnight gap up. Momentum on the 30-minute is pulling back for SPY right now. Yeah, momentum on the 30 minutes pulling back on SPY right now. And I do have a level for SPY. Intraday level created 2 days ago will be at 455.04. We'll see if it gets below that line. If it gets below there, then we're probably going to proceed to break down to like 454.78. But let's look at the other. First, let's look at the heat map. Let's see what's going on out here. Okay. Looks pretty green out here in general. Microsoft up almost 1%. Google up 1%. Oh, that's what I'm missing here. I know I'm missing something. Let me see. Amazon up 2%. Meta up almost 2%. Yeah, this is like a very green day. It's funny because NVIDIA reported. Put my mic in. NVIDIA reported good earnings, but the forward guidance, they were saying that, they don't expect their quarter four to be as strong because of traffic in China. They don't expect China to continue with the request of their particular chip. What I think is happening in China, I think China is worried that America has too much control over a company like NVIDIA, and they don't want all their chips and all their products. So I think that's a concern.
That I understand.
Yeah, so I can see them slowing down on their NVIDIA consumption, but they are going to have to create something that is going to be able to support AI technology,
Yep.
So
AI down.
Yeah, so I think
They
right.
just don't.
Yeah, they must have something in cooking up because they're getting ready to cut off Nvidia. They must have let Nvidia notice already. Nvidia sees it coming, and they're letting everybody know quarter 4. Don't expect these robust earnings again. Uh-oh, you see how SPY reacting to this right here? This level we just put in,
Yeah. Hey,
breaking
boy.
down, breaking down. I might enter a put right here. It's put time. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on a put on SPY.
Volatility is slowing up too.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on a put on SPY. Let me look at the 5 minute, the 3 minute. Yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's a little choppy this morning, but it's time. We're gonna jump in on some SPY puts. Let's see the contracts that are out there. Let's look. Let me take a look. Do 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 do.
Cause
I'm
really it's
just.
cold outside.
I'm so mad Webull doesn't integrate with my trading view. Cause I gotta go to
Maybe
the app.
I think it can though.
It's supposed to, but it's like you gotta have Webull Gold or something. It was saying. I don't know. It's weird.
I did see that.
I was like,
I did see
Webull
that.
Gold.
Like, what I need all that for?
Hey, why can't I just have regular ass Webull? Alright, looking at the SPY 453. Yeah, the SPY 453 puts. That's what we're looking at right now. So 453 puts on SPY. I'm looking to hold that until we test the level of 453.67. When we get down around there, that's when I'll probably start shedding contracts. So let's watch this momentum now. Let me see the orders coming in. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The selling volume is there. The buyers were there this morning, and then that was it. So I look at the up-down volume a lot on candlesticks. That's an indicator I use on TradingView. I don't know if you have that one. This indicator right here, legitimate engulfing candle. And after that, the selling pressure started to pick up. It eased off a little bit, but now it's coming back up in momentum. We're back at 250,000 sales to 60,000 buys. We want to get below, like I said, I want to get to that 453.60 level. Do I want to take any more puts? Do I see any more puts available out here? I'm tempted to take a Tesla put. I really am. But they just hit a support level, you see? So I don't want to jump in right when they touch support.
You would jump in right around when it starts to probably reverse direction.
I would jump in if it closes below this support line. If it closes a candlestick below here, like a 15 or 30 minute, then I'll jump in the puts and I'll look to ride it down to this next support level, which is a short window, but it's okay to take a little bit of profit sometimes. You don't always have to get a big window to take profit on a stop. Sometimes it's okay taking the 10%. But play the window. I say play the window, regardless of whatever it is. If you got price levels set, if they're close price levels, it's either you determine like, it's not worth the trade. I don't even want to jump in and play this level, or if I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna be disciplined enough to respect my levels and get out, or at least shed contracts when we get down to this price level. So, like if I came in on trade this morning and I saw how we rejected resistance up here at 243.81 on Tesla, I had that level in. So if I saw that come and I saw we rejected right there, I could have been like, let me jump in the put when I first saw it coming down, because I see how big this gap is between my two prices. So I could have rode it down to this support level. But now, it looks like it's cracking. Like it's definitely cracking through and pulling down on Tesla. G, what's going on, bro?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? You jumped in any trades this morning?
Yeah, I was on the call. I'm in the call right now. I'm looking to get out of it.
And call on what?
SPY.
Oh yeah, nah, boy, you want to get up out of there.
Right. That's what I said. Looks like it's going to reverse.
Yeah, that 30 minute is breaking down the momentum. The 15 minute is breaking down the momentum on SPY right now. The 15 minute actually crossed over to the red, but it's a real choppy morning with the 15 minutes. So I've been using the 30 and the hourly The hourly is coming into weakness right now, and that hourly candlestick is about to close at 11. So if we close in weakness, I see us continuing the downtrend. I jumped in the put, so I'm in a SPY put. I'm looking for 453.67 on SPY. That's the price level we're gonna look for. Let's look at what Apple's doing. You said Apple broke all your levels earlier, guys. Let me see what it says on. Oh yeah, you see Apple. It broke above our price levels that we set yesterday, and then it came back down, and now it's right at these levels again. So if it closes below this 191.65 level, though, we could go back to 190. You see that gap we at right here?
Yep.
Because this support line is creating, this is really overnight, and overnight support lines I don't really pay too much attention to because that's low volume trading. So I look for support from trading that happens during trading hours, you know, because right now we could say we have an overnight support on Apple at around 190.40, right? And then you have another little level right up here at 190.105. So support, but I don't think it's going to be strong support as 190.07 is going to be. So if I was going to jump in anything along with my SPY put, I'll watch Apple. I might jump in an Apple put and ride it down from 190.150. I'll probably jump out right before we hit support. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining the room. If you have any trade questions, make sure you post them up. Let's get some gifts rocking and rolling in here. If you stay in here, that NVIDIA reporting such strong earnings and growth has people excited for AMD's growth potential. So AMD still has a lot more growth potential because they haven't even come out with a comparable AI chip to NVIDIA's chip yet. So once that happens, that's going to give them a lot of room for growth because NVIDIA can't serve everybody. They're going to meet a point where they're going to have so much demand and they're not going to have the supply to fulfill it. Look at my baby IIPR moving. The SPY pulls back up above 454. It's weird. All right. Let's see what they're talking about on the news really quick. Let's see what CNBC is rapping about. Let me look at some more. Yeah, AMD is pushing right now. Alright, let's watch SPY close. Let's see what SPY is doing right here. The 3 and 5 are showing reversal to the upside right now. Let's see how long those pushes go through, but the 15 is still dark red and the 30 is still breaking down. So I'm not going to get too worried about this pump I see right here, and the volume's not really high on this. The sellers haven't even come in yet on this candlestick. That's another thing I like to watch the volume for, because the volume will tell you when the sellers are coming in versus when the buyers are really kicking back in strong, or reversals really kicking in. So sometimes you'll see a green candlestick like this, and if the average candlestick is like 500,000 in volume and it's giving you this much of a green candlestick, it's only 50,000 orders, you know that could be erased really quickly because there's not a lot of volume there. So you don't have to worry too much about that kind of stuff. That's how you avoid getting faked out your move, because they will definitely try to pump fake you out of your position. If the volume's not behind the move, though, I don't get scared out of my position. But if there's a lot of volume there, then there's a reason for you to take profit, because you don't want to get caught in any kind of too strong of a reversal. Hello everybody in the chat. What's going on? All right. Let's look at Amazon. Oh, that's what I said. I'm putting on CNBC. Let's see what narrative they're trying to push today. Open AI. How you Sam this is the Sam Bankman Fried part 2. There was another CEO they were trying to get rid of, but Sam Altman said, I'm not Sam Bankman Fried. He said, I'm Sam Altman. You're not going to get rid of me. They had to hire him back. I thought it was all kind of weird, that whole scenario, how it's playing out. We got to keep a close eye on that open AI situation, because there's something funny happening there. And it's going to... This is that beginning stage where we're still able to see on the inside a little bit. But once they start covering things up more and more and more, we're not going to really understand what the whole issue is behind AI and why people were so concerned with what Sam was doing and why they tried to vote him out of the company. Now they're bringing him back. I really think bringing him back was just a move to avoid the company from crumbling or being absorbed completely by Microsoft, because he was going to go work at Microsoft. And ultimately, he's going to pull a lot of OpenAI employees with him, and that would have just weakened OpenAI as a company further and allowed them to be easily absorbed into Microsoft as another part of Microsoft, which I don't want to see. I really want to see OpenAI stay independent. It could do partnerships, because I understand that's how you make money. But given these other corporations that we already kind of understand the agenda and direction they're going in, giving up so much control to those companies is gonna create that same picture all over again with more powerful technology behind it. So I think we need to make sure that they don't get too much control of the technology through Microsoft. But I feel like that's already happening. It's too late. It's too late. Microsoft swooped in fast and strong. And in a couple years, I wouldn't be surprised if OpenAI is not just another part of the Microsoft conglomerate.
Very low, and that's benefited investors for diversification.
Listen to some CNBC for a second. Let's see what he's talking about. I'm talking about the road to 5,000 for the Russell 2000.
Probably adding to those areas where we've been essentially a market weight, which is large cap, and that's the largest component of the equity pie, of course. Adding to that sometime soon, but not adding to small cap.
No, he must be talking about the road to 5,000 for the SPX. Okay.
That are way down small cap that relate to, for example, being economically sensitive, not being able to access credit, the fact that all the banks that are hurting in the community space, the smaller banks.
I could see S&P 500 getting around SPX getting to 5,000. That's the next stop. That's the next big landmark stop, psychological price point after we break the annual high. After we break the 52-week high, the next stop is going to be that 5,000 mark. Everybody's going to be looking for 5,000 on SPX or 500 on SPY. Alright, let me put my put order in on here so I could keep an eye on it as well. Oh, there, I got that open? Okay. Let's put it in on this chart.
It's crazy that you say all that about AI, because everything that we think isn't going to happen is exactly unfolding out how it's really transitioning into being.
Yep. And it's just going to keep panning out that way. Unless we remain conscious of the technology and what it's being used for and how it's being used and manipulated, they're going to just convolute us with a whole bunch of new stuff, and in between there's going to be ways of establishing more control over us as a human population. So,
like, I'm thinking about how one day, like, it's gonna happen. They talk about it so much, and like I said before, everything that they say isn't going to happen is slowly just unfolding. So we can really be in a world without, like, we can really go back to the ages and don't nobody even
see it coming. Yeah, that's why I try to tell people, you gotta get onto your agriculture knowledge or get around people that know about maintaining land. Look for ownership of land. Go out there, acquire you some land as an investment. I think land and property are great investments, especially land that you're able to grow vegetation and fruits on, or if you're in the right environment for that. Those are the areas I'll be looking for, because that's one of my main goals, is to purchase a few acres of land and kind of create an estate. You know, the land may start off with a bunch of trees and stuff on it, but you work your way through that land and you start creating your estate. Of course, you got to make sure the zoning and everything is right for it. But once you have all that established and you buy the land, then you just put the plan into action. You know, I'm not going to be a master farmer, but I'm going to bring people on that know how to farm and have them cater to certain parts of my land, you know, and by doing so, you get payment or you get free living quarters in exchange, you know, something like that. So I keep my land maintained and have resources that I'm growing on my own. I don't have to depend on the outside world for every single thing that you have to get, you know. So you could start learning you got to learn how to generate our own power. The sun comes up every morning. The sun is its own source of energy. We don't need electricity. They're already showing you through solar power and all other techniques how you could harvest energy. So I think as a community, especially a black community, we just need to pay attention to that stuff. A lot of that stuff is our core knowledge. Like we started with that. We know that stuff internally. It's ingrained into the DNA. But it's also a relearning we're going to have to do because of how much we've been leaned into being dependent on being provided for, and technology's helping you do everything. And don't get me wrong, I still want to use my technology on my... You was breaking up a little bit. What you said?
I said for real, and then you still have to learn how to clean your water too, just because of all the toxins and things that's out here in the air.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking that water filtration devices, freshwater resources, they're pushing this clean energy narrative, which I really think is just leaning us into using solar energy and water for energy. I think those are going to be hydro energy and solar energy are going to be the two next energy sources that they're going to start pumping heavy.
And I need to look at and research companies that work with that, give parts to that, labor, anything. Keep my eye on that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that those are the ways we're going to be able to continue to capitalize and create income for ourselves, or see our investments grow, is that investing in those industries that we know are going to ultimately be the ones that are dominating the market at some point. The problem is people get so scared to get in too early because they're like, oh, I don't want to invest in water now or clean water companies now because that's not even the focus right now. And they're not even moving. The prices on them are not moving that much. But it looks like this thing is pushing back up momentum. It has some volume behind it. It's just no sellers right now. That's what's causing this push up. And I don't want to get caught in a high wick like I did over here, like you could get caught on that pullback. Like it pushed all the way up and then pulled all the way back down here. I'm trying to see if that's going to happen right now, but on the 30 minutes, it's like it's trying to go back dark with momentum. So what this candlestick closes at 11:30. This okay? All right, I'm gonna watch it on the 15. I'm gonna watch this on the 15. See what happens here. But like I said, everything was looking green today, so I could see the spot starting to catch strength. I'm quick to reverse a position. I'll reverse real quick.
Yeah, I've learned that too. It's okay. Let me go ahead and get out while I can.
Get out and jump in the opposite position, you know, especially if the momentum.
You see it happening.
Right. It's
okay to do that.
A lot of time people don't want to do that because of pride, you know.
I mean, do what works for you. Yeah. But it's all types of ways to do what works for you. Because I'm really good at catching the wrong trend initially, but then afterwards it goes, you know, more in my predictable favor. But I know you can't predict the market because it's just always going to do what it's going to do. So I got to stop doing that.
Yeah. Like, you got to look at the technicals and just ride the wave for what the technicals are telling you.
Yeah.
Right now, this is Amazon I'm looking at. Amazon is pushing a little bit. Let's see, Google's catching strength again. Google's been on fire recently, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Google's been pushing. If you used to look at them on a weekly chart, they came down. They had to pull up. They was on a rally, then they had a little pullback. They just bounced right back. Now they're right back where they were about 4 weeks ago. So you definitely have. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. Flip this camera. Yeah, so we got the trend line right here for Google. And as you see in the range, when I drew this range, you draw from the low. You know how I do the trend line? So trend line, you gotta go.
Hold on, your video's paused.
Oh, okay.
The stream's paused.
Pause.
On Discord.
Why did it pause? Hold on. I don't know, maybe I got my computer working too hard.
Yeah, I see you now.
And you see it now? So, on a weekly, what I do is to get this trend line put in, is you go from the lowest point that you could find in any given date range that you're looking in. So for me, I went back to January, the beginning of this year, pretty much. I did from the beginning of this year till now. So what you do is you draw a line from the bottom of that candlestick, and you take that line from the bottom of the candlestick and you bring it to the high. So you're going from the low to the high, to the highest point that you could find, and you want to make sure the line goes straight based off of this time chart, based off the weekly chart. So as we go forward, as you see, based on this, if I had this trend line, well, you're not going to have this trend line because we wouldn't have had this all-time high yet. But now we do. Now it should stay within inside this range and continuous push up. If it breaks down below this blue line for me, that means it's broken trend. If it breaks trend, then that lets you know that things may be changing with the conditions of the company. So we may be entering a pullback, or we may just have an oversold condition and we may buy back up into trend and resume the trend again. So for me, I say if you break out of trend, if you have a trend that you set and then it breaks out of that trend for more than, I don't want to say, if you're on a weekly, I say I wouldn't want to see it out of trend for more than 2 or 3 weeks in any given direction. And once I see that, I might start considering that we may be breaking out of the trend line that we're in and starting a new range. But these lines are good for price reactions because it kind of set levels that the company, when it gets to these price areas or extends beyond them, it reacts. And you'll see that reaction in the price. Come on, SPY. Come back down. We in this SPY position right here. SPY puts. That's what we're looking for, SPY to pull back. SPY puts. SPY pulls back to right down here. Let's just take profit. It's been a choppy morning, but I think we're about to get chopped down. That's what I like to see, a high wick. That's what I like to see, high wicks. Let me see something. Let's keep going through. Let me go back to 30. Let me give me out all my levels. What? Still not zooming in. Oh, there we go. Alright, so this is the triple Qs we're looking at right here. Let me put this back. Let me turn my camera back around. Alright. Like, yeah, it's a bake. Put the. Oh, my boy acting like he don't know what aluminum pans is. I said, get some aluminum pans. He's gonna have a Friendsgiving. He talking about aluminum pans? Yes, aluminum pans that you put the food in to put in the oven. You know, those aluminum pans. Goodness gracious. You ready for Thanksgiving? You ready for Turkey Day over there? Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, y'all? Who we have in here? We have Anna. I like that name, Anna. That seems like a holy name, Anna. Like Anu. I left. Alright. Let's go through some companies right now. Let's look at the crypto heat map. What is Bitcoin doing today? Let's talk about some Bitcoin. Especially with the news going down in Binance. Okay, Ethereum up 5% today. Where's Ethereum at? 2,000. Oh my God. When Ethereum dropped below 2,000, I said I wanted to start buying again. I wanted to buy more. Because I knew it was going to start finding support Ethereum. So the bounce back was inevitable. When you get news plays like that, that's like easy money. Because you know it's going to come back. You can take advantage of people's emotions. I gotta make my crypto list, but I have them on here. Bitcoin sitting right in a range for me. $37,708 price I have for Bitcoin versus $35,477. And Ethereum, what do I have for Ethereum? Ethereum sitting right at my, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. It's literally sitting right on my level. That's crazy. What's the next level I got? Ethereum got some far gaps. It's on a daily. Thing is sitting right at this level I have for it. We could have a big breakout in Ethereum after this. Like, I'm talking about 20-30% push. If it breaks and holds above this 2,000 level right here. And let me look at Bitcoin's monthly. Bitcoin's monthly is crossed over into the green already. It's been crossed over since July. So if you were watching the Bitcoin monthly and you said when it crosses the green I'll start buying, you would have started buying right around $27,000, which is a pretty good entry if you ask me. 27,000 is a pretty decent entry for Bitcoin. Anything below 30 I consider a really good entry. If you catch it below 40, okay, that's an okay entry. Below 50, at 60, now you're getting back into risky, high risk territory of getting caught up in a pullback. Yeah. So, let me see what other cryptos are on this heat map. Tether, BNB is bouncing back. I figured they got rid of the head culprit, and they're probably going to acquiesce to anything that the U.S. government asks for now. So I can see Binance being allowed to operate and bounce back. Let's see. I know this giant work. Diamonds. Dun, dun. Yeah. All right. Let's see what CNBC is talking about. One of the biggest headlines. Jack Ma halts his plans to cut his Alibaba stake after shares in the Chinese e-commerce company drop. I don't know if you've been looking at the articles I've been putting in the Discord. If you're watching them, a whole bunch of billionaires are selling shares in their companies right now. So Jeff Bezos just sold millions of shares in Amazon. You have Warren Buffett sold out of a few companies in his portfolio, like completely sold out of them. And you have now they're talking about Jack Ma wanted to take profit, and he was about to take profit, but he can't because of how low the company price is. So a lot of those CEOs, what they'll do is they'll take profit when they know their company's in decent price levels or they're still sitting in profit, especially when they foresee a pullback coming, because they don't want to have to leave their money sitting in there through the pullback waiting for the next rally. Even though that's what they tell everybody else to do. I tell people this: if you have a long-term portfolio and you could foresee a nice pullback coming, take some profit, and then re-enter on the pullback. You know, you don't have to clear out your position unless you think the pullback's gonna be that bad, but definitely you gotta take profit at some point. You can't just leave the money sitting there forever. SPY, what are you doing? Just break down. Why is SPY doing this? Why is SPY trying to linger around and give me headaches and heartbreak right now? I don't like this shit. What is Apple doing? Because SPY follows Apple. Apple's right below this level. Apple needs to just close below this level and keep on breaking down. Let me look at the there's no Caleb zones, huh? We haven't been around the Caleb zone in a while. Where all the Caleb zones go? They're all down here. Oh man, I don't know. First of all, Caleb zones usually follow the momentum of the market. Caleb zone is all the way down here at 447. Makes me feel like we could pull back down to 447. We have a lot of nasty gap ups that we haven't filled back to the downside either. I think we're going to get rug pulled towards the end of the year, guys. I don't know. That's what my sneaky suspicion tells me. I feel like we're going to have a nice little push up into the holiday season, and then there's going to be a rug pull. A pull is going to happen. It's going to be like, boom, we back at 420 again. It's going to be like, holy shit. I thought we was getting ready to make new highs. But I think that's a necessary pull in order for us to really make new highs. Yeah. SPY's pushing back up above support now. Taking back off because Apple's pushing back up. Apple is a fucking market manipulator, boy. They could take on the whole market by themselves. Uh-oh. Coming back into strength on the 15. The 30's not showing strength yet. It's still wicking back and forth. This is the level I'm looking at right here, really. Because this is where we double topped that earlier. It's 455.32. I think the main reason the market's struggling up here is because of the gaps that it's taking. So many gap ups. And it's hitting these new high levels that a lot of people are taking profit at, but then a lot of people are having FOMO and wanting to buy in at. So it's creating this choppy action. And then most of the price action ends up happening overnight. This was Monday. Monday was a crazy day. Monday pushed heavy. what's crazy about that is that Monday pushed heavy, but it wasn't a heavy enough push to reverse the daily momentum back into strength, which is a little scary. Which is a little bit scary. Let's see what these puts are doing right now. Probably down right now. Where we at? Yeah, we down 15% on those puts. They're trying to stop me out my put. I might have to sell. If we get right here, I'm gonna sell 455.35. I'm out. Ugh. Let's see the weekly. Oh, the weekly just crossed to the green for SPY, really? Okay. The weekly just crossed over to the green today for SPY this week. That was that strong push we had on Monday that caused that. Oh, did my video freeze? Alright. We'll be back on live tomorrow. Let me see. Yeah, SPY just crossed over into that positive momentum. Let's look at some news for the day. After we look at the news for the day, just keep an eye on this take profit and stop loss, and that's all we can do from there. I'm not taking any more trades. It's too choppy today. GoDaddy, seen as a growing cash machine. Yeah, because a lot of people are going to start their own websites and creating things using AI much quicker. So I think GoDaddy is going to be a big beneficiary of that. Virgin Galactic. Everybody was hyped off of them when they were doing that space. What was it? The space travel for, I guess, normal people. Good RX jumps. Tech giant Microsoft tightens grip on OpenAI, proposes board expansion and enhanced member qualifications. Nvidia shares drop as China worries overshadow stellar forecast. When you have worries in China, boy, that could bring down your stock price no matter what. As soon as they say China has a problem with something, that's it. Stock price coming down. Or China shutting down, that's it. Stock prices go down immediately. All right, they tried to pump fake me. It ain't working. I ain't gonna let y'all do it. You ain't gonna close above this level. I don't believe it. What's the momentum looking like right now? Alright. I'm gonna hold on to this trade. I'm gonna just keep watching until momentum crosses over to the red. If I don't get the pullback that I want once momentum crosses to the red, then I'll jump out this trade. But that's going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you for joining. Make sure to check out the shop. We have the courses off, 50% off for Black Friday weekend. Our crypto introduction to crypto course is going to be 50% off. Along with all the Black Friday sales we're going to have on the merchandise being 30% off. Get your Land of Culture merchandise. And also sign up for a consultation. I'm going to do consultations at a discount all through the holiday season, all the way until New Year's. So book your individual consultation at www.cultureshockinvestments.com. And I'll make sure I take good care of you, okay? So see you guys next live. Thanks for everybody who came through.